I think that there has been a misunderstanding in reference to where you stand and where the organization stands in reference to Black immigrants receiving some type of repair. You're basically saying that their case should be taken to those countries like France or Belgium, et cetera. You're not saying that you don't think they don't deserve any type of repair. Okay. Gotcha.
No. They just, like, we're talking about, let's keep the example on Haitians specifically. They absolutely deserve reparations from France. Like, I will be the first one to buy them a drink and help them and celebrate with them, because you deserve it. You are owed it. They have plundered your country. They have stolen it. You have had to pay stuff back. That's awful. I agree with you. In this country, though, there's a specific lineage going back to slavery. Slaves built the country. Like, there is no other Black immigrant group that built the country. You may have come here. You may have made a contribution. A lot of groups did. That's not just Black immigrants that did that. But we're talking about slavery and a specific, all of our harms are anchored in slavery. All the way from there to 2024, they're anchored in that. And you have to define the harm group. In order to go through the courts, you have to define which group was harmed. I have all of the data for which group was harmed, for ADOS and how we were harmed. That data does not extend to any other group. You have to measure how much we were harmed. You have to measure our contribution to this country. There is no America without American slaves.
That's a really good point. Now, I want to get to this issue, because I think what has happened, like, there's a lot of things that I see from ADOS that I think is absolutely phenomenal. One of the things that I have seen, and I know that you can't control what people post on social media. It is what it is. But there have been some social media posts that people would identify as xenophobic, right? Like, there have been some statements that have been made about Black immigrants, calling them names such as tethers or anchor babies. Like, these are the posts that are on, like, mainly Twitter. You know how Twitter can be, that kind of thing. And then people will see that, and they'll see that that individual person has ADOS, like, in their byline or whatever. And so there has been this claim from others that they feel that ADOS is xenophobic. How do you feel about that?
I think, I think the best thing people can do, honestly, is go to adosfoundation.org. If we're xenophobic, like, as a group, as an organization, there's no way we would have an agenda that extends to the entire Black community. Like, that's not, like you say, I can't control Twitter, but I can control our agenda. And that Black agenda and its suite of anti-discrimination that we call for and all that sort of thing, that extends to no matter who your lineage is. It's just reparations. So I cannot control that. But one thing I would actually say, though, too, is people always call out the what they deem to be xenophobic. Nobody usually calls out the anti-ADOS rhetoric, right? I saw somebody, and I pointed this out before, like, oh, you're the top slave, right? Like, when people call us, when we found out that they were calling us Akata, which means wild cat, and they were using that specifically and talking about ADOS. So you have to also understand that there has been some specific kind of anti-ADOS rhetoric. Part of the problem that happens, and I'm not just talking about Black immigrants here, I'm extending it out. You can talk about when the Irish became white or whatever. A lot of people kind of integrate into this anti-ADOS posture because they want to assimilate into whiteness, and assimilating into that kind of whiteness usually means assimilating into some of the ideas of white supremacy, which means that these people just don't work hard enough, they're lazy, whatever. So we see some of that as well. Now, the tether thing goes to another group. I don't really get involved with that. We didn't make it up. We don't use it. But what I'm saying is that these little spats and fights, they don't always start with us. There are people who have decided for a long time that it's their job to define ADOS, that they get to say who we are. If we say, hey, we're American, they get to say, you're African, you're stupid, you don't know, oh, where's your family from? You don't even know where your people come from. Well, my people are here. I can tell you my grandma, my great-grandma, whatever, my people are here. So there are a lot of people online who try to diminish us as well, and that results in all kinds of fights and name calling because it's Twitter.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Even for me personally, I've had other groups tell me that I don't have any culture because I'm Black American.